So this video is week 17 of my weight loss journey, where we are, the accountability piece and the week ahead. So I do hope you enjoy the video. Okay then, so week 17, time is flying by. So where are we? So the first thing is I started this rebooted weight loss at 301 pounds. Last week I was 128.4, which is 128.4 kilograms, which is 283 pounds. So this week I weighed in at 127.4 kilograms, which is 280.8 pounds. So I've lost 2.2 pounds, exactly a kilogram, which is fantastic. 2.2 pounds is just over my goal. My goal is 1 to 2 pounds per week, and that is brilliant. Okay, absolutely happy with that. This kind of weight loss has been, I think it is for a lot of people, has its ups and downs. You have good weeks and bad weeks. I've had a few weeks where I've been kind of sitting within a pound of, kind of neutral, almost a plateau, which has been incredibly frustrating. So in terms of this week that we've just had, I haven't really changed much with my diet. I haven't done too much more than I have been for the past few weeks. But I have significantly increased the amount of kilometers I'm walking with the dogs. I've kept it high volume in terms of the food, a lot more veg, a lot more protein than carbohydrates, but I've not particularly restricted anything overly in this last week. I have, however, over the past few months found something, which is turkey mince. It was never something I'd found before, but it is actually really good, and almost half the calories of minced beef, for example. So that sort of thing has been fantastic in terms of keeping the volume that you're eating healthy protein, but actually reducing the calories. I'm still using the TD calculator, and I'm still at a deficit for that, which is great, because I really do think that it is mostly about the calories you're taking in more than the exercise you're doing, although the exercise can help. So for me, started this weight loss journey at 301 pounds, down to 280.8, so 21 pounds down so far. I think that's quite healthy. It is, a stone and a half, 21 pounds, which is a good way. I know I've got a way to go, but happy with progress so far. Little wins. I know I talk about goals quite a lot. I was feeling cold the other day, so I had my jumper on. It's still, cold on certain days, and then I decided that I was going to go out to the car, so I put my raincoat on. Didn't even think about it. I didn't even think, about it. I just put my raincoat on, my dog walking raincoat, and realised that when I started this, before Christmas, I could barely do up the zip on my coat. Now I could actually fit this big, thick, woolly jumper underneath my raincoat and zip it up without a problem. It's moments like that that really, for me, make you feel good about the journey you're on and the progress you're making. The scales only give an indication of where you're at. There are lots of other things that apply in terms of your body composition, your muscle mass versus water versus fat, all the rest of it. Keeping it simple, I focus mainly on the scales. But there are days like that day where you do something without thinking about it. You put on a pair of new clothes and they actually fit, or whatever it is for you, and you suddenly go, actually, I'm doing all right. Not fantastically, but I'm doing okay. So in terms of accountability, in this last week, I've lost 2 pounds and I can fit a jumper under my jacket. It's a win for me. So just before we talk about the week ahead, if you are enjoying these videos, please do hit the like button. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. And as always, if you want to follow along with these videos and my journey, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and we'll be kept informed of all the videos coming up. But let's talk about the week ahead. So The week ahead, I've had a good week last week, so what I want to do is try and maintain that forward momentum. So I'm going to keep with the diet I'm going with at the minute, which involves sticking mainly to green vegetables to bulk up my food, sticking with more lean proteins in terms of that, and keeping the carbs relatively low. I probably only have 30 or 40 grams worth of carbs in a day, which is quite low, but not low enough for keto. That for me seems to be about right. Having the bulk of the meal being those vegetables and then lean proteins on top. So I'm going to keep that going. I'm going to make sure my calories are in a deficit, so I'm actually using the TD calculator to actually make sure that I'm eating less calories than it says I need to maintain my weight. So I'm going to be at a cutting calorie, so deficit, which is good. But one of the key things now is with the weather being nice in the mornings, the light being early, so that I can actually walk before work. I think it's actually early enough to increase my distance a little bit again. So what I've been focusing on the last week was about picking up the pace and the effort. So I've got it to the fact that I can walk just over an hour for 6 kilometers, which I'm quite happy with that pace. What I'm going to do going forward is actually start to increase the distance. Again, I'll worry a little bit less about the pace. I'll just try and increase the distance each morning, and at that point, once I'm comfortably doing that walk, I'll then try and increase the pace again to kind of increase my effort. The idea is I should be breathing heavily but not out of breath, because the whole thing about walking for weight loss for me is about breathing deeply but not being out of breath. For me, you should be able to have a conversation with your other half if they're walking with you, a friend if they're walking with you, and occasionally having a conversation with my dogs. I do look a bit crazy when I'm on a walk. I can't say no to that one. So really, this week, keep the food similar to what I'm doing at the minute. I'll readjust my calories slightly, having reused the TD calculator, keeping the distance at least 6 kilometers in the mornings. I'll try and increase that to 7 or 8 kilometers in the morning now that it's light enough. I'll worry a little bit less on the pace and then slowly increase that over time. So that for me is the week ahead. And as always, thank you very much for following along. Your support and everybody's support, the comments, are really appreciated. And for anybody else who's on their journey like me, I wish you the best of luck, and if I can help in any way, please do reach out, because I really do want people to succeed quicker than it's taken me, because it's taken me too many years to get to this point. So thank you very much for following along, and thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next video.